Yeah, so this trip to Mantua hasn't gone quite as I envisioned it. I was going to focus in on the church here, the Basilica of San Andrea, because you know it kind of did have a lovely facade. I thought this was 6 years ago, but it seems to have deteriorated quite a bit, and also there's some scaffolding up, so it's kind of ruined it. Also, I've got to be honest, it's quite a nice building there. I've got to be honest, when I first, where I'm located is just behind the basilica, and this was yesterday, and as I walked through to get round to the front, there was, and I'll be completely honest, there was an African guy, and he was just starting to take a piss behind the basilica, so it kind of ruined the ambience somewhat as well. What can you do, you know? I think I'm just approaching the basilica from the back. I think this is the way. Yeah, so it kind of yes, what I had in mind totally went out the window. She was drunk. Yeah, so this is the back of the cathedral, sorry, the back of the basilica. And you've got the bell tower over there with the scaffolding. I mean, there are a few kind of resident beggars at the front of the cathedral as well. I don't know if they're Italian or the ones today look Romanian. Could be wrong. Kid. I could walk through the back of it, but I'll go through the front to show you. That's what you got to put up with if you have kids. I wait for them to go, just get my nerves. Yeah, so I'm kind of located around here, and I first saw the back of the cathedral. It looked quite nice. Yeah, so when I arrived yesterday, I come from behind the basilica, but the guy was just coming around the corner taking a piss here, and he brought out to here, but there's no one here. They must have pitched up somewhere else. You see what I mean? It's I mean, it used to be one of my favourite facades, but it has deteriorated, I think. Yeah, I think they need to touch it up a little bit. So I should say the architect of this is Leon Battista Alberti, and he was kind of a polymath, principally an architect, but he also wrote treatises on painting, sculpture, the family, and yeah, he obviously had one on architecture as well. He was born in the 15th century. He was born about 50 years before Leonardo da Vinci. And what he's done here is try to combine the temple front with the triumphal arch. I think he's done a good job as well. I mean, if this was touched up a bit, it would, you know, it would look good. I mean, I still think it's a nice facade. Here are some photos I took of the church on my first visit to Mantua. It was actually 7 years ago. I think maybe I was just unlucky on the second occasion, what with the scaffolding and the hazy sunshine. It's still a good example of the experimentation with the classical form by Alberti and designing an aesthetically pleasing facade. And then what he does is he kind of recreates the facade. It continues into the interior, and it's a bit like the TARDIS because it kind of opens up a lot. It's quite big inside. It doesn't look like it's going to be really spacious inside, but it is. Show you the interior. And in this portico bit, you've got, so this is a coffered barrel vault. Which is just essentially kind of indentations. It's kind of a decorative effect with kind of florets. Yeah, though I like the space in the inside, the use of space, I'm not a big fan of the decoration. It's kind of imitating architectural kind of elements with paint. So it's, you know, you'll see what I mean. So you can see how it repeats the facade in the interior with the big arches. We're just side chapels. And this is a painted coffered ceiling in the nave. It opens up even more in the transept. I think it's meant to hold a relic of the true blood of Christ. Yes, I would do this mimicry of architectural, sculptural work because it was cheaper, essentially, yeah. And you've got that trompe l'oeil, trick of the eye effect with the coffered vault. But in the chapels, that's a real coffered vault. I mean, I might have been a bit harsh. I mean, it's a nice space, but like I said, I'm not overly keen on the decorative elements. It just looks like kind of bad wallpaper. Yeah, I'm not a fan of that orangey brown.
Andrea Mantegna was a respected and famous painter during his lifetime and was employed as court painter in Mantua to the Gonzaga family. He had quite a big influence on other Renaissance artists that followed. What characterises his work is a delineated form and muscularity to his figures, combined with a Venetian-like colour palette. He also experimented with spatial illusionism.
Alberti's also got another church here that I'll show you, but I'm probably going to quickly have my lunch and then I'll pop back out again show you that church and also go to this Palazzo Te. Yeah, so this is the main piazza in Mantua, Piazza Sordello. Behind me you can see the Duomo, the cathedral of San Pietro, St. Peter. Mantua was a powerful medieval city-state in Italy, ruled over by the Gonzaga family, and they were kind of soldier princes. The Gonzagas were what was known as condottieri, the singular's condottiero. Yeah, so the term means kind of contractor, but they got the reputation as being kind of mercenaries. Yeah, so these soldier princes like Ludovico Gonzaga would obviously fight to protect their own city, but would also be contracted out. And I think the Gonzagas worked a lot with the Sforza family in Milan. Ludovico Gonzaga and Federico II Gonzaga, these were kind of big patrons of the arts. Ludovico employed Andrea Mantegna, who's buried here in the Basilica of San Andrea, and Mantegna worked for Ludovico for quite a few years. They did this to display their wealth, status, and show how cultured they were. If I haven't told you already, this is the Palazzo Ducali behind me.
So here is a photo of me with some hair 7 years ago in the wedding chamber in Palazzo Ducali, painted by Andrea Mantegna. There are frescoes on each wall which form part of an illusionistic classical pavilion, with an oculus that opens onto a blue sky, with putti and female attendants gazing down. It's definitely the showpiece of Palazzo Ducali and a Renaissance masterpiece.
Yes, I'm just on my way to Palazzo Te. Palazzo Te was originally a smallish palace for the Gonzagas as a place of retreat, relaxation, leisure. They would also invite important dignitaries. The Holy Roman Emperor Charles V came to this palace on a few occasions. Francesco Gonzaga used to breed his thoroughbred horses here, and I imagine it would have also been an advantage, because obviously in those days cavalries are what won the battle, the war. So he already had a ready supply of horses. Yeah, so it was Federico Gonzaga II that really extended the palace, and he also employed the services of Giuliano Romano, who was an apprentice to Raphael. Giulio Romano, he was a painter but also an architect, and he designed this building and also was responsible for a lot of the paintings inside. But it was his assistants that carried out most of the work, but he would give them his preparatory drawings. He was kind of a prefect of the works. Yeah, so this was an opportunity for Federico to add to that cultural heritage and legacy. Yeah, so this is the chamber of the sun and moon vault, and is meant to symbolise the unceasing passing of time. The chariot of the sun is descending and the chariot of the moon is ascending. You might be able to see that. It's a sneaky glimpse of the guy's tackle there. They'd sometimes put these, humorous details into the paintings. Because I talked about Francesco used to keep his thoroughbred horses here, so that's why you've got this room. horses. Yeah, so this is the loggia of David, and Federico was kind of identifying himself with the prophet David, drawing parallels, because he also used to bring his mistress here, and he ended up getting someone to murder her husband. So yeah, King David did the same. You know, there's the story of him seeing Bathsheba, falling in love with her, and then getting her husband drunk and sending him into battle to die. Bathsheba. Yeah, so this effect you see on the wall of kind of roughly hewn stone, it's called rustication, but it's kind of made to look like that. They look quite imposing, and they used that effect a lot on the outside of palaces, especially in Florence. So the room I'm about to go into depicts the fall of the giants, and it covers the whole wall space in there. Yeah, so San Sebastiano is essentially opposite Andrea Mantegna's house where he used to live.